Biome. Cookie for breakfast. So this is gonna go great. Huh?
I made lemon pie and I cleaned the bowl.
Listen, I thought we were gonna start the podcast at 8, and then I was gonna eat breakfast like 9:30. Now we're here, suffering. 9:30, haven't started.
You eat breakfast on podcast, probably.
No one wants to see that or hear that. You want some ASMR for our podcast? Asmir Gold. You want to talk about Asmir Gold's run to the first raid? I think we should talk about that.
Sure. Well, hoping that when we talk about WoW.
Hopefully not.
Tran, you have to be. You need to wear a hoodie with the hood on.
Fuck off, right?
We're going for the I just woke up and it's really early look. I haven't fixed my hair.
Help.
Oh, look at your cat. You should build cat shelves.
Okay.
You know, like put shelving along the like top part of your room.
That just gives the cat more excuse to do dumb shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, cat does enough dumb shit.
Right, yeah, I have to blow my nose.
Yes, I can take you out of the mall. Come on, Bane. Cool, that was fun.
I should really like Torghast.
Huh?
I actually really like Torghast. When you get to the higher levels, you get like different abilities and shit. Yeah, really strong ones.
Alright, let's do this.
Can I just use my
Tom, I need you to calm down, cat.
Can I just use my
Yes, you can.
Hearthstone to take Bane back, or do I actually have to go through a portal with him?
I don't know, but I'd probably just go through the portal.
Where's the portal?
Break the fucking quest.
Huh?
You just leave Torghast, can't you?
I did, but now I'm in like Torghast the tower still.
Oh yeah, once you're outside, you can do whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so I can just Hearthstone?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. If you break it, it's not my fault.
I like how you just threw that in there at the end.
You can glitch the quest, and then have to contact WoW support to reset it for you.
Yikes.
But instead of waiting for them, make a new character.
Let's just exit Torghast.
Let's look at these DPS rankings real quick. Where are Demon Hunters? Number 9 is above Beastmaster. It's pretty good.
Wait,
That's actually a lot higher than I expected. I'm not gonna lie.
It's probably because you've seen me DPS, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Let's see.
Alright, cool. We good.
Ta-da!
I got a new UI, Tran. A new profile.
You got another new UI?
Yeah, it's not. It's a
Another
little
UI.
bit cleaner. It's basically the same, but it moved like my main skill bar up to like underneath my character
Yeah.
instead of the bottom of my screen.
Do you know? Is this still LUI?
Yeah, still UI. I'll show you it.
I think the only thing next you got to work on is making keybinds that are good for yourself.
I did that already too.
Oh, did you? Okay.
We hit some shifts, some R's, some F's. You know.
Yeah.
Even got
Now-
that M5 in there, dude. Now I'm still.
Now you just gotta remember it.
I'm still clicking my bar.
Alright.
Alright.
Boom. Exit out of this.
Did Simon hit 60 last night? I know he was on for a while.
Who?
Simon?
He got off
Oh, he was grinding.
shortly after you got off, I think. Knowing Simon, he probably did though. He probably logged on at 2 a.m. and grinded out levels, you know.
You know?
You know.
I'm thinking about investing 100,000 gold into this transmog account.
I thought you were about to say something else. I was like, whoa.
Okay, well,
You got that kind of
That's
money,
down,
dog?
I was like, damn.
maybe before I bought my house, maybe.
I just put some money in Johnston & Johnson and Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon's listen. Amazon's
Johnson
too
Johnson.
stable.
Johnson & Johnson is coming with a
Vaccine?
yeah, but it's a one-shot vaccine.
Oh, is the Pfizer or whatever? You have to get multiple to boost it or whatever.
Pfizer is 2, I believe.
What happens if you don't get the second one? Do you just turn into a zombie?
This is not gonna work.
What's the date on the one-shot vaccine? Say. No? Alright, I'll go fuck myself.
Is that too dark? No, we're good.
What'd you say, Tramp?
It doesn't even matter. I don't even care anymore.
Okay, that's fair.
Can I tell you how excited I am for all of us to get into a raid together and wipe endlessly on bosses?
Yup.
Pretty excited about that.
It's gonna be me standing in everything. And Tran just letting me die because he's given up hope on his friend to learn boss mechanics.
Mic check, mic check.
Hello.
Hello.
Chat. Alright, Ray, speak.
Hello?
There we go. Alright, cool. We are good, boys. Good. Alright, you guys ready?
Yeah. Been
Oh
ready.
no, are you ready?
I've been ready.
I'm ready.
I've been here. All right.
I've been
here since 5:30.
No, that's me. Fuck you. Little bitch. Alright then. Alright, welcome everybody. This is Decided Tilt. This is episode 12. I'm Matt.
I am Anthony.
And I'm Raymond.
We're gonna talk, you guessed it, about some riot stuff.
All right, let's start with the first strike from last week. The major tournament. Yeah, that was concluded last week. We were talking about it, and then it was coming through like semifinals, and they held semifinals. They went on to finals, and the result of the tournament was TSM and
Envy.
no 100 Thieves. Oh no, okay, wait. TSM and Envy were in the semifinals.
Yep. And then 100 Thieves and
Sentinels.
yes.
That's right. And then TSM ended up moving on to the finals, beating Envy, and then so did 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves moved on, beating Sentinels, which was a kind of a surprise to some people. Although I heard Sentinels had a pretty rough practice session because one of their players, one of his his father passed away, and so they ended up not practicing for about 2 weeks before the tournament. Not making excuses for them, or not trying to downplay 100 Thieves' success or anything like that, but just something put it out there. So it ended up with TSM 100 Thieves in the finals. Unfortunately, the TSM fans 100 Thieves ended up being on top. Was it 3-1 map, three maps to one, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't know what else to say. 100 Thieves looking good. I've said in previous podcasts that 100 Thieves is actually looking kind of insane, and to see like the progression from what they were like just a month ago or something like that to where they are now is actually insane. I wonder how much of that is like kind of related to Nitro coming from the CS Ghosts scene, like straight into Valorant, because he was a CS:GO competitor, pro, and then he moved straight into Valorant, and like maybe I don't know. It's like that thing I kind of wonder is like, are CS:GO players like if they all transfer over to Valorant, would they still dominate the scene, or is Valorant different enough to where people that have been playing Valorant would still like be on top for a while?
I think it depends on your role, right? Like if you're coming from CS:GO as a fragger and you come over to Valorant as a fragger, I think you can still be really effective, right?
Mhm.
As long as you learn, you know, your skill mechanics, your aim,
Right.
like because the gunplay is very similar, right? So your aim is always going to translate. Um,
Yeah,
so,
it's just learning how to deal with like the obviously the new like type of flashes or smokes or like abilities that some characters have, and it's like
different angles on the maps, but it generally like if you frag in one game and you move over another game, you're probably going to do pretty well.
yeah. So one of my concerns is that so after the finish of the tournament, I was on Twitter and like seeing how people like praise like 100 Thieves and stuff like that. But then also I saw some memes. It could be like half meme, half serious. Is like if top CS:GO players move over to Valorant, they're immediately a top player, right? Like, and so it's like, I feel like it's kind of bad for the scene because like, if you're a devoted Valorant player, just to have someone come from a different game and come into your game and still shit on you would feel kind of bad, right?
Nah, that just means you gotta get good, man. You gotta get good. You can't just let some guy.
It does sound like you gotta get good.
Yeah, you can't just let some random dude walk in and be like, "Yo, this is my house."
Well,
now,
I mean,
yo."
that's also saying CS:GO players are fucking some of them are insane. So like, it's like okay. So my question is like, is the CS:GO ceiling higher than the Valorant ceiling? I don't know.
I think
Or
there's
maybe
people
we.
who've been- there's people who've been playing CS:GO for
Yeah.
freaking 15 years, and
Yeah.
that's all they've been doing. And maybe they've been in tournaments for 10 years. I don't know. That game's been going on for so long that someone that's all they've been doing for a decade, and then they pop over to Valorant and just get used to that because the aiming's the same pretty much. It's just skills and stuff. You get used to that, and I mean, pretty much know how to play the game already. I think someone who's been playing maybe like Overwatch for 3 years and they're really good and they're pro or whatever, and they hop over to Valorant, they're really good. I mean, you could definitely see the skill discrepancy of like 7 years there. That's just an example, hypothetically, but I think that's kind of what it is. I don't think it has to do with the. I mean, yeah, it feels bad for the guy who's pro in Valorant, then a guy who's a pro in CS:GO comes in and shits on you. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, that's like kind of like it's kind of like with any sports, really. There's people who are really good at shit, and then they hop over to a sport and they crush it, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
it's kind of what's going on here. It's the same thing. It's a first-person shooter. The thing about Valorant, it's way more similar to CS:GO than it is to anything else,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. I think that's what people enjoy more because what we talked about last episode, Overwatch is kind of like a clusterfuck. It's fun to play, but like watching, it's like terrible. I think CS:GO is a lot more like, peak boom kind of shit. And, you've been doing that for 10 years. That's just what it is.
Yeah. And like those players who've been playing longer just kind of naturally have like the advantage of like knowing how to play and keep your composure and work under pressure and play as like a team, right? Like Hiko's been playing pro. He's been on the pro CS:GO scene for what, like over 8 years, probably more
For a long
than
time,
that.
yeah. He's a veteran for sure.
And like I think he's transferred over to Valorant, and I wouldn't say like he, in terms of being a fragger and probably like aim, is better than like Azuna or Nitro on that team, but I mean he can still carry just strictly based off of like game knowledge and just like playing as an in-game leader, right? Because that's his role, right? And that's all from CS:GO.
Yeah, shout out to Hiko because he was actually turbo smurfing. He had so many clutch fucking rounds where it was like it was him or like 2v1 him versus him in TSM or 1v1. And he clutched every round. That was like that's what killed it for TSM. Really, was just like they couldn't win 1v1s at the end of the round. It was always Hiko, and it ends up being at the end of the round, and he always clutched it up. And I was like, damn, it's fucking. You can't like. It's TSM fan. You can't even get mad because they just played so good.
But that's like something you can't teach, right? That's something like you just learn how to do playing the
how
game
you play that
and, like,
situation. Yeah,
being calm in that type of scenario when you're in the finals of a fucking tournament and
and just hitting those shots, dude.
you need to
It's
carry
like-
your team at the end. And
yeah.
that's just years of playing CS:GO, playing a game.
Yeah, it's I mean, I guess like the in-game lead would probably like feel the same. The only thing you have to learn is probably just like maps, and like people have so much time on CS:GO maps. Is like, I feel like almost every strat has to be like fleshed out in CS:GO. Right? Like, you can't. How many
Yeah.
new things can you see?
People had spent like when you look up like how long I've been playing like WoW or League, like people have that on like times a 10 on a single map.
Right.
on
Yeah.
CS:GO.
And so
CS:GO
they
is
know
one-
like every angle, everything you could do on a map, anything. It's like
CS:GO
how
is
like
like the first like intense first person shooter I ever played on Steam back in like 2011. Right, and that game was already out before that because that's when Max and I became roommates, and he got me to get Steam, where I came up with the name Scrub Sundays, and
All right, no.
and,
Let me check your WoW name. It's Scrub Sunday with no
yeah,
S,
yeah,
right?
'cause
Who
Max-
who has the S, huh?
Max is a shitter. Anyways, point is that that game's been out for so long. I mean, I don't know where I was going for that. I just trolled real quick.
the game's been out for so long that people have
Yes.
analyzed every map and
Yes,
know
there we
everything
go.
about the map. Yes.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
All the angles, all the fucking.
I mean, I guess Valorant is like relatively new, but like people still have like a shit ton of time, right? So like, so people like know the maps and stuff like that. But I'm just like, I don't think it just hasn't been out long enough to like where people like know like every single.
Well, that's why
situation.
Max was so good among like all of our friend group because he played CS:GO the most.
Yeah,
That's
and
like a perfect example. Is he played CS:GO since fucking 2010.
he knows where people are
And
gonna peek. You know, he knows how
Yeah.
people are gonna react to a certain
He
situation.
knows exactly where to put his cursor. Where I'm just more like, all right, how do I aim? Ah, I'm dead. Shit, I'm playing with iron people and I'm losing. Uninstall. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the game will flesh itself out, and people who are really good at both aspects of Valorant, because it also has that aspect of skills and stuff like that, will come up on top. I think right now, what the best players are right now are your good quick scope kind of guys, and eventually people will really flesh out the skills and stuff. You know, like because you don't have like in CS:GO, it's all just like peeking and kind of squeezing through and going through stuff. Whereas like in Valorant, you can like port behind people or make walls and fly and kind of stuff. So there's an added skill level to that.
I'm really more excited to see how Valorant develops because mainly they have that aspect of
Yeah,
champions,
me too.
right?
Yep.
And like it's just like League of Legends effect. You know, you add one champion to the bunch, it adds like a whole different thing to
Yeah,
like the
yep.
game, and it's like nuts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. I think there's a lot more. It's pretty genius. I'm surprised no one really. Maybe
Yeah, that's
someone
right.
did. It just
Yeah,
wasn't a big gaming
I
company.
think just the
but-
CS:GO scene was so big that there was like maybe probably that fear that like they put this game out that's so similar to CS:GO that like it.
But it's not at the same
isn't-
time. though.
Yeah, you know.
It's not like they copied CS:GO. It's just.
Yeah,
I mean, every game's similar. I
I-
mean, Dota, League, Heroes of the Storm. I mean, no one's looking at.
You
like,
can only do gunplay
I-
differently, so one
Yeah.
jump, right? Yeah.
I think Overwatch kind of had a big play on because like
They
you
had
know,
their own thing. I think.
They had like the abilities and the champion and like that team aspect, which like
Yeah, I
before
think
that,
playing Overwatch is fun.
yeah.
I think just competitively, when you want people to watch it, it can be tough. And it just depends. I think some people still find it fun. I have lots of friends who watch the Overwatch tournaments and they love it. So
I feel sorry for your friends. But okay, so so CS:GO kind of like CS:GO is a great game, but it's like it's really straightforward, right? Really straightforward. You have this character, you have access to this utility, and you have access to these guns. Everyone has the same access, right?
Yep.
And Valorant you have access to the same guns, but you don't have access to the same utility.
Yes.
And then like how they add champions. That's what makes the game different. Whereas CS:GO they add maps to make the game different. I think Overwatch. We're going to show an Overwatch again. Overwatch had the champion aspect, but they ended up going with the map aspect of adding maps to make the game different rather than like more producing champions. They had like
which
they
is a
only,
weird way to go.
Yeah,
I
they-
never-
when you get way a champion
They
like
put out a champion like one champion every like 5
Rarely,
months, and then
right.
they put like
Yeah.
new maps out like every 2
Yeah, you
months.
think-
I'm like,
you
bro,
think when you're making a game and you have the aspects of skills, champions, maps, you would go with either skills or champions. Not with just a bunch of new maps.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
adding maps, but like,
yeah, it
yeah,
makes
but
it
like,
fresh.
but adding champions to the game is like that real quick, like
changes meta
changes
because you can
everything.
play
Yeah.
you can play the same meta on
the
a
same- has
map
a good
on
effect,
any
yeah.
map, right? But when you add a champion, that fucks everything, right?
Well,
Like
yeah,
champion
you
can
changes the
change how
whole
you
meta.
play a map.
like, you get
Yeah.
more strats and like
have
more
more
how things work
strats.
together. Yeah,
Then you're
Yeah,
forcing
yeah.
team to play other counter plays that maybe they, like certain characters in Overwatch don't get played as much because of their utility or just they don't do things
Do
as
they
well as
have,
other characters. But when you introduce a new character, you may make another character come and play because you have to use that character to counterplay the new character, right?
right. That's where like League comes in, where like
Yeah.
like a lot of people don't like play old school stuff for like a long time until like
So
until a certain situation comes out, and like it's like any
Yeah.
support like a long time ago came out or MF support came out and stuff like that, and just like
it's like
very unique situations for
it's
a
like
champion that's already in the game for a long
it's like
time.
Pharah or like any of the airborne characters, right? Pharah was like not a good character, didn't do enough damage, and so playing like snipers and like McCree wasn't as necessary, right? You could play other characters, but when they added a new flying character, everyone had to play like a sniper or a McCree or hit scan character just to counterplay that one character, and that changes the entire dynamic of your team comp, right?
They didn't have like champion. They didn't have hero bands in Overwatch, right?
No, they don't have enough characters.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, I
have
was
they
like-
have map bands.
Yeah, I'm sure they have map bands. Yeah, so Valorant has map bands too. I
They
wasn't.
have map bands.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
map bands.
CS for a game that's been out for so long, you'd think they'd have way more champions by now.
Nah, they
Yeah,
didn't
like
do the
champions,
whole the
yeah.
one character a week like Riot did.
Well,
So,
League
like-
was wild for a little bit. I was like,
Pumping out champions like every 2 weeks. It was,
Yo,
like,
crazy.
It was
Overwatch
nuts. I remember
Overwatch
that,
needs
yeah.
that, man. Like, dude,
it was pretty
it's
nuts.
crazy.
Blizzard's head is in the wrong place. I feel like. I feel
Yeah.
like they don't have enough resources to
Their head is in Azeroth, man.
right now. Yeah, but I just in general, I think they have such a big team that's always on WoW, and then I think then they have probably a smaller team that's on Blizzard, and then they have another team that like kind of remake and rehash and shit. Smaller people on like the old StarCraft game and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't really know really how it works, but it is what it is. So,
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
the
I'm really interested. So Valorant has this thing where right now there's only a few operators, and it's like so they're restricted to map bans right now. But I think eventually, I would hope when they eventually evolve the champions, enough champions in the games where they have champion bans and map bans, and it'd be kind of. There's just like I feel like there's so much variety available for Valorant that they have a lot to grow, right? Which is good, and the game's already big.
Add more characters with flashes, and then you can just not see the whole game.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see what kind of champions they put in, like what kind of kits they can include into a character. Because like League, I mean, some of the things like Aphelios, I never thought would be like a character in League because I thought everyone was restricted to like 4 abilities. You have to have an ultimate or something like that. But like Aphelios, he doesn't have any abilities really. He just has weapons that you switch through. There's one ability for each weapon. That's basically it. And so like that's a very unique thing in League. I mean, they can do like some very unique things like in Valorant where like I don't know. Maybe they have a character where it doesn't like they don't have like any ability usage and they just have like a bunch of passes for one character and he's just straight like straight run and gun or something like that.
They're gonna come out with a guy who collects coins and then you get money for your team.
Yeah, boom, see? Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, they do yeah. Valorant's got a lot of room to grow already and it's already big and I'm loving it.
It's a good scene.
next topic we got going on.
Let's see where we got here.
Runeterra, Matt.
Runeterra. So
Yep.
currently, right now as we speak, the grand finals for the EU seasonal tournament's on. So that's kind of exciting. Then afterwards, I believe it's supposed to be 13th. So yeah, I think sometime today the North America seasonal tournament will start. So that's pretty exciting stuff there. They also released new champions and new cards. So right now, Victor is coming out, and there's also going to be Zoe. So I think what a lot of, and for me personally, I really like the Monuments of Power. I think it is the expansion is or mountains, whatever it is. Anyways, I really enjoy it. There's a lot of deck variabilities, and you still keep your old decks. Like for instance, like Scouts is still pretty OP and strong, but that's like an older kind of deck that came out from the first expansion. And then you still have like your new ones. I think people were kind of disappointed because some decks and champions built themselves, and there's not many other places they can go to. So things like Leona levels up by doing Daybreak. Daybreak is when you play a card the first time in a round, it activates some sort of ability. So Leona's like you play 4 Daybreak cards, you level up. That's great and all, but now you know you have to play her in a Daybreak deck.
Right.
That's really all you can do. Nocturne was the same thing. Nightfall. You attack with a certain amount of Nightfall creatures. He levels up. There's only so many places you can put him. Diana's the same way. You can put her in a little bit more because it's not as bad. You have to activate a few Nightfalls. So I think people are a little upset that because other people like TF was his draw. I mean, you draw cards in every deck. You know, the Deep, Nautilus, things like that. Draw cards, get to Deep, you know, have your decks expended. You know, most decks can do that. Obviously, you want to do one that has a little bit more draw capacity, but what's up?
So to talk more about that, is like, so you have a situation where if you have like a bunch of cards that can work in a bunch of different decks, you have a bunch of variety, right? And but then if you have,
it's fun.
Well, like, so I understand the aspects of having a card that's really good for a specific deck and making it like really strong. And so, do you? I mean, I think that is okay to have cards that are like
so
very
I
specific
think it's
to
fine
the
as
situation.
well too. Yeah. I agree with you. I think it's fine. And also as more cards come out, I mean, you might get more Nightfall in certain aspects of the game. I think it's still
preparing
early.
for a different phase.
Yeah, I think it's but I think I think the developers wanted specific decks kind of made. Like Soraka, Tom Kench were 2 champions that came out, and they work pretty much perfectly hand in hand together. Not that Tom Kench can also work in like a Demacia deck as well. There's a Demacia deck with Tom Kench and Lux that it's kind of going around. It's good, but like the top one is Soraka, Tom Kench, and that's what they showcased even in the preview of the new expansion as well. And that's okay. I think as more things come out, though, it'll work better. And there's already rumors now with the Victor and Zoe card that those two will kind of work hand in hand. But at the same time, Victor can work in lots of aspects. I mean, he can go. I was watching Mogwai video. He was talking about how it can work really well with Heimerdinger and work well, really kind of a lot of Piltover stuff. It might be the new Vi Heimer kind of thing, but who knows? But I think people are seeing more cards to come out before they jump on like this expansion sucks kind of thing. Not every card can work with everything. I mean, that's kind of what it is. I don't know what sometimes I don't know what people expect. I think people just like to harp on shit a little too much, and I think the first expansion was so good, the Bilgewater one, because that's when like MF came out and GP and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of things you could do with that, a lot of variety. But I think people also forgot that midway through that, when they did some updates and reworks a little bit, it was just overrun by aggressive decks. And people were very unhappy with that. No one wants a pure aggressive meta. It's toxic. Yeah. It's very annoying. So I think right now, personally, I think the meta is in a really good place. There's aggressive decks, there's controlled decks, there's mid-range decks. It's a really nice flow of everything. I mean, when I play, I rarely see like the same deck. And there's a lot of like quote unquote best decks right now, and there's just so much going on. It's a lot of fun. And even when I watch like people in Masters play, I'm seeing lots of people trying to create their own decks and that are new and fresh. And it's interesting. Even watching the tournament. I mean, yeah, you have pretty much everyone's throwing in a Ezreal Draven deck, Fiora Shen deck, and probably throwing in a Go Get 'em or Got 'em whatever card.
Are those aggressive decks?
No. Ezreal Draven's kind of aggressive. It can be more like it's more like I kill all your. It's more of a control, I think, actually, because I kill all your shit and then I do Captain Farron and I get 3 decimates and win the game that way. But Fiora Shen's a nice, strong mid-range deck. Lots of spells, kind of keep your guys alive. Get a bunch of people with barriers. Then you have the Go Get 'em deck with TF and usually Elise. Very strong deck as well, too. So there's lots of things going on. Every time I pop on YouTube, it's the strongest deck in the tournament. It's always a different deck. So, like I said, I think the meta's in a good spot. I think adding Victor into it, and there's gonna be additional monuments. I think they're called, whatever they're called. I don't know. Which are gonna be good too. Keep things fresh because now Damas is getting one. So is I think there's a new one for Targon, and there's gonna be another one for Freljord. So and they all look pretty good, pretty strong too. So I'm excited for the new expansion, new cards to be coming out, new game. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with the finishing up with this tournament for EU and see what happens with NA. But I think Runeterra is in a good spot.
So in a perfectly balanced meta, aggressive decks should still exist, but like
Yeah, and they still do. There's a discard deck that fucking if you high roll, man, you are a beast. So it's good.
well, it's like so I enjoy when I was playing card games, I enjoy more like obviously mid range to control metas.
Yeah.
And then but in order for like a perfectly balanced meta, you have to still have aggressive decks be able to do something, right? Because like usually, so like what happens either meta is either like in favor of aggressive decks, where people just like or you just like you blast people, or it's not, right? Or control decks are too strong and you can't make it past anything with aggressive.
Yeah, and you never want to control meta because then the game's like
It's
super
super
slow.
Yeah.
But you don't want an aggressive meta because everyone's basically playing the same deck and it's fast paced, which is nice, but it's just like I just got shit on and I'll try again.
5 minutes later, I'm getting
well,
shit
like
on.
control decks like strategy and like really one turn could like determine your whole game, right?
Yeah, you want it more. You want a mid-range meta that at least gives power to. You want a balanced meta basically, which I think we have right now. Honestly, I think there's really strong control decks. I think there's a few good aggressive decks, and there's a lot of mid-range decks. Kind of what you want. I don't know. I like it. I think there probably could be more room for some more aggressive decks, but I think right now it's a nice spot. I think people who are especially in masters and stuff like that who make a lot of decks, they're running out of ideas or maybe content or things to do, and that's gonna happen. But I mean, like, dude, Runeterra has just been pumping out new cards and champs pretty fast. So I mean, I think it's a great spot. I mean, there's already been 2 events. They're already showcasing tournaments, which Riot's been showcasing on Twitch and YouTube and everything right now. So I'm happy for where everything is right now.
You guys remember that meta when Hearthstone came out with like their involved hero powers, where the fuck there was that whatever that patch was, and then Warrior hero power gave 4 armor.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
And then it was just control. It was a control word for the entire fucking expansion.
Yeah.
And you'd sit in like fucking like hour-long games.
4
Yeah,
armor.
it was annoying.
That was wild.
I do remember that. It was basically like who got the highest armor wins.
Yeah, exactly. And then like they went into fatigue, and then like it was just it was
toxic.
That meta was fucking wild.
Yeah, so you don't want that. That's what you don't want.
You want someone
So,
building 100 armor on you and just sitting there?
Yeah, no. But the new cards are coming out are really good. We can look at them real quick. Let's see. Let's do a new window.
You know how they're doing Victor upgrades? Because like that's like part of like real big part of Victor's kit.
Yeah,
right?
so he's doing. So I'll talk about that real quick. So let me do Runeterra.
Anyway, I guess to transition while Matt's looking this up, the new league champion came out, Rel.
Yeah, I think
I
she looks fun.
I haven't played her. She looks kind of cool. I haven't played. I don't know if she's tanky or not.
I think she's supposed to be.
She's supposed to be, but I don't know like how well she does. I don't know. I've only heard about Jared and Minnie playing League and playing her, so I don't know what's happening there. I don't know if it's any good, but yeah, just a shout out, new champions coming out. League still pumping out champions savagely, trying to affect the meta.
Apparently there's a rumor that Riven might come out too. I googled Victor Zoe and Riven popped out next too, so I don't know what that means.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Someone's already made a Zoe Victor deck too. That's funny.
Oh my god. Some
It's already
people got
happening.
a lot of time on their hands, man.
That's kind of cool. I wonder, like, do you think they transition well to like what a champion is in League of Legends to what a champion is in Runeterra? Like, so, like, what I mean is like, late game scaling champions, maybe like Victor or something like that would be like, a late game control deck kind of person, or like a poke. I don't know how you transition a poke champion into a poke deck, or I don't know how you do poke in like card decks like Zoe is, but
Why can't I just find the dang picture?
Do you ever think they'd
of-
release a new champion on Runeterra before they released it on League, like as like a teaser?
I don't think so. Maybe one day.
I think if Runeterra got big enough, the league is so huge now. It's like,
Yeah.
if you release a character on Runeterra, a lot of people might not know it's out, right? Until
Yeah.
it came out on League, because like, okay, so not like, I would say probably more of the Runeterra community plays League than the League community plays Runeterra,
That's true.
right?
But I think
Yeah,
I don't know. It'd be like an interesting idea to like do like a reveal on Runeterra and then let
I mean,
them.
they could do that for a lot of games, right? Like their phone games. I mean,
Yeah.
TFT.
TFT.
Yeah.
Here's the
Their
new
Wild Rift
character.
thing.
Here's like one ability, and then you get to speculate what he does for League of
I'm like
Legends.
really bad at looking shit up apparently because I can't find
Man,
goddamn.
you'd make a
thing right
terrible engineer.
Yeah,
now.
you
This is
make
really bad right now.
terrible dev. That's all I do
Yeah.
is Google all day.
Okay, there we go. Jeez,
Shouldn't it be
it's
like
terrible.
the first search, man?
We
Dude,
don't-
I don't know what's going on. I don't know why.
He's
We don't do
using
this live anymore.
he's using Bing instead of Google.
Apparently, so. Yeah, but quite a few new cards coming out. So here's the new landmark. All players draw one. That's going to be a new landmark for Piltover, and then the Victor himself. Round start created a new hex core upgrade, and then also his hex core upgrade is grant Victor a random keyword, so that can be pretty cool. And then cool thing is what they have Victor's death rate. So you get your death ray, deal 1 damage to a unit, create a death ray MK2 with the top 3 cards. So death ray MK2 does teal damage, and then you get a death ray MK3 in the top 3 cards, and then death ray MK3s deal 3 damage to a unit. So you get quite a lot of removal from him, and it kind of like almost scales a little bit because as the game progresses, you get stronger and stronger creatures usually.
Right.
So, and then Victor levels up by you've played 8+ created cards. So a lot of people are thinking like Zoe automatically kind of creates some cards too with how she's played. I mean, Heimerdinger creates cards. Lots of people create cards. Draven. It's just any created cards. So there's going to be quite a few things going on with Victor. We'll see what happens. And then with Zoe, we got
She probably does crazy bunch of summoner spells like her actual kit does.
yeah, she just bounces around everywhere. Her little like thing is actually pretty cool. So that's not a real one. Trolling me right now.
You good?
These are like all fake things that people are hoping it would be. The fuck? Here it is. Nexus Strike. So she's like a 1/1 elusive. So she's like Teemo, but for Targon. Nexus Strike, create a super cool star chart in hand, or if you have one, reduce its cost by 1, so you can get like free star charts, which make cards and things like that. So yet again, creating cards. So it's pretty interesting what's going to be going on. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, sounds
So,
chill.
Sorry, you two, for watching my poor search skills. It's to be
I'm triggered
really
by
bad.
your abilities.
all right. Let's move on though.
Yeah. I don't think we have any more Riot stuff really. So I guess we can move on to our next topic, which would be revolving around LucasArts stuff. I think they had a whole bunch of
Yeah,
I'm dropping
Whole bunch of
20
announcements,
different
big.
new series.
Is there a list? Did I miss that?
So there's a list of everything. So Disney just had like a big thing too, where they released all the movies coming up. But we have Children of Blood and Bone, Star Wars Visions, Star Wars The Mandalorian, so season 3. They're just coming out with a Lando Calrissian thing, which could be good. Star Wars A Droid Story, could be interesting as well too. I don't know. Star Wars Ahsoka, which a lot of people are pumped up about. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. And then also Star Wars Rangers of the New Republic. That's going to be really cool. So that was kind of hinted at in 2 episodes ago, where that the new high marshal chick, the MMA fighter girl, whatever, she becomes like a marshal of the New Republic, and they kind of talk about that. So Ranger of the New Republic will kind of more be around the same timeline as Mandalorian. Same thing with Ahsoka Tano, I believe. Her storyline is around the same timeline, but it's going to be like that side of it. So the side of Ahsoka Tano during all this, the side of what the New Republic's going through all of this. We have Star Wars Andor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, if everyone knows about, Star Wars The Acolyte, The Bad Batch, and which I think has to do with clones that ended up being good, which is from Clone Wars as well, because there's a batch of clones that when they execute Order 66 don't go evil, I guess, or don't follow that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what The Bad Batch is about. It's going to be about them. We have Willow, which has nothing to do with Star Wars. I think it's a entirely different kind of series. And then also another Indiana Jones. I also think Children of Blood and Bone is definitely, I don't think it would be anything with Star Wars either. So pretty interesting. A lot of Star Wars. A lot of Star Wars. So and it's all pretty much, I think, TV series coming to Disney Plus. So I'm hoping it's all going to be really cool and good.
It's kind of wild they dropped all this at one time. Huh?
Yeah,
right.
My fear is I hope it's not too bloated, but I think one of the main reasons is most subscribers to Disney Plus are for Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think a lot of people got on it real quick and watched like your old movies. Like I did that. I watched like Little Mermaid and
Brink.
and Robin Hood and that kind of stuff. But then after that, you're like, okay, that's cool. And then I heard Mandalorian was being dropped, and I was like, okay, I'll keep my subscription. And then I was gonna keep it anyways because now all the holiday movies are coming out. Disney owns quite a bit. I mean, it's a lot. So now by being like, oh, we're gonna have like Indiana Jones, Bad Batch, Willow, all these other things, it's gonna keep those subscribers and hopefully more. Also, Disney, well, Marvel, I should say, released a giant calendar of all their movies coming out and shows. So we got January, WandaVision, March, Falcon Winter Soldier, May, Black Widow, May, Loki, July, Shang-Chi, summer 2021, What If? So maybe like What If Thanos won or something. I don't know. Who knows? November, Eternals, late 2021, Miss Marvel. Also Hawkeye, late 2021. December 2021, Spider-Man 3, which we're probably going to talk about probably after this, I guess. March 2022, the new Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. May 2022, Thor, Love and Thunder. July 2022, Black Panther. Captain Marvel 2, November. Guardians of the Galaxy, Holiday Special 2022. That could be terrible. And then there's a bunch of to be announced. The rest of these are all to be announced. We have Ironheart, Blade, She-Hulk, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Moon Knight, Fantastic Four, Secret Invasion, which I actually have comics on Secret Invasion, Quantumania, I Am Groot, and Armor Wars. So they just, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. They just released 25 new movies / TV shows. I think most of them are movies, though, or all their movies. For basically the next, I would say 1 to 4 years is what we're looking at. But so many are coming out in the next 2 years. It's crazy. I mean, half of those are coming out. Actually, more than half of those coming out by end of 2022. You'll have more than half of those out, which is nuts. So a lot of Marvel. A lot of Marvel.
Hello, DC?
Lot of Star
You guys okay?
Dude, they should just, they're probably like, damn it. We're going to do Justice League
2?
Because you guys like the first one, right? Right? No? Okay.
So it's kind of odd to me, like, what their marketing strategy is to, like, announce all of this at one time rather than, like, announce them as, like, they're gonna get.
I think it's a hype thing. It's a hype up thing, you know? It's like,
smart.
It's smart. It's definitely smart because, like, I don't know, it keeps people interested, right? Like, instead of like not hearing about something for like a really long time,
it
they're like,
keeps you talked about because
yeah,
once like Falcon Winter Soldier comes up, people are gonna be like, dude, Black Widow's coming out next month. Like people already know what's happening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone's already you're constantly always excited.
Mhm.
I mean, like it's like January, March, May, July, summer, November, late 2021, December, boom, hit it again, 2022 with March, May, July. Like,
yeah,
but dude, you have so much content coming. Everyone's gonna be excited. Everyone's gonna be talking about it. The closer you get to it, the more previews are gonna be get to them. You're gonna be watching the end credit scenes, see what's gonna happen with the next movie. But I'm sure each of these movies will have an end credit scene hyping up the next movie. Like,
yeah.
it's genius. DC, take notes. It's crazy. So who knows?
I would say it's good for Disney Plus because definitely my Disney Plus subscription was
For Mandalorian.
was basic for Mandalorian basically, and like I watched like some Marvel movies like from like the previous ones, just watch them just to whatever.
Yeah,
But like
do a
outside
little
of that,
marathon.
like I didn't. Yeah, I don't really watch anything
Yeah.
else on Disney Plus. Like, my wife really likes the like the old school Disney movies and like the kiddie stuff, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad they're doing something because I didn't really see a lot of things to keep my subscription for other than Mandalorian. If it's gonna be that one thing, I mean, I might still keep it though, but I might not be super happy about it. So having other options is kind of.
Listen, now we're
Looking
gonna
forward
have
to.
6 different shows we need to watch every week. Okay.
So much. Well, I think Disney Plus will also do the thing because it's all. I mean, Disney will do. This is all the same shit, same minds. I think what they're gonna do is they'll have it spaced out so that all year you have some sort of Star Wars to watch. I think that's
Yeah.
their goal. Because when Mandalorian, because I think the next episode is the finale, and so next week, their subscriptions are going to drop, and they know that. So I
Yeah.
think by producing all these shows,
It keeps.
like, yeah. So once Mandalorian ends, they can maybe be like, boom, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, this ends Lando show. I
Yeah.
heard rumors that Obi-Wan's only one season, but they have so
Mhm.
many shows coming out that like that's fine because you have the droid one. I'm sure like New Republic, Ranger of the New or whatever, Ranger of the New Republic, and Rogue Squadron will be long series. I'm really excited about Rogue Squadron. I think that's gonna be sick. I love watching like cool space battles.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be really cool. And the way they do anything like like fighter jet kind of stuff that they have done in Mandalorian so far, I mean, it's going to be sick having a show just based on that.
Yeah.
So I
And
think there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming out.
And I think they've set themselves up for introducing characters for future shows in these shows. Like we could see a character from Obi-Wan,
Well, yeah, I'm pretty
like-
sure that one chick is going to be in the New Republic show for sure.
Yeah. So it's like here's a character from Obi-Wan, or maybe like Obi-Wan has a character that everyone loves, and they're like, oh, let's do a show on this character, and
Yeah.
there's so many opportunities for them to just play off of what they're generating right now.
Yeah, no, it's good. So I think it's good for Star Wars, especially. I mean, they got a lot of backlash after 789, and I liked Solo, but a lot of people didn't. So they got a lot of backlash from that, and a lot of like people are still protesting, I guess, whatever you want to call it, to have like a new series. Your cat biting your nipple, bro?
Bro, my cat.
Cat's
Well,
just
fuck
vibing,
wants to
dude.
do.
Hold
Yeah.
your cat up like
vibing.
Simba. Is he gonna bite you? Oh,
He doesn't look very happy.
he's so unenthused about this situation right now.
What the fuck? Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I think it's cool that they're like more because everyone was already kind of I guess so. Star Wars fans, kind of are obviously very invested into the Star Wars universe, and from outside looking in, it's like Star Wars is cool, and like the problem is like, well, okay, it's not a problem. It's just there's a lot to the story, right? There's a lot of gaps, and like not a lot of things are explained like in movies like that. And it's kind of cool just to see them to expand on the universe
Yeah,
and put
I
that
think
content out there.
I think what they're doing is a lot of this information was always in books,
Right.
and a lot of people aren't going to go and pick up a Star Wars book. I think that's like next level.
It's
Like,
just not. It's just
I
not.
watch the movies. I'm
It's
not
an
going to go read
investment.
a Star Wars book.
Yeah.
But I'll watch a show, that kind of thing.
It's a lot easier to watch a show.
Having all these like mid like transitional storyline and stuff like that all be in shows and things like that to maybe fill in gaps is good. And I also think it's a way to, in the future, because now that we all know they're doing the High Republic, form that in a way that you can just like how Marvel does it, you watch everything instead of having to, like, because that's what happened with 789 is books came out before that led up to the movie. You know, that's lore and knowledge that you didn't need, but if you had, it made more sense. Even for Rogue One, there was a book I read right before, a really good book that explained everything that happened up to that. So I read that book, and then the movie came out, and I watched the movie, and I was just continuing on the story, whereas other people were like, this is kind of brand new to me.
Yep.
I know the idea of Rogue One, that Death Star plans, and this is how the the rebels get the plans and how they blow it up. But what happened before that, and that's all in a book.
Right.
That is staying in a book. It's probably never going to be in a show, which is fine. You don't need it to enjoy the movie. Most people still deem that one of the better, well, actually, probably the best new movie that's come out since the old one, since prequels. But I think they're going to transition from having just that knowledge being in books and maybe more in TV shows. And if you want to get the book, you still can get the book.
More available to a
Exactly.
common
Yeah.
like
A wider audience.
Yeah, wider audience. Yeah.
There's a lot of people who can't read.
Sure.
Like me.
All right then. Wow. So, what we got next?
We didn't go over Mandalorian, so okay. Disclaimer again. I haven't caught up. I am catching up. See how this, or my wife decided
How about
to start watching the movie.
We don't have to talk about this episode. We can wait. How about we try to get caught up for the finale, and we'll talk
You
about
wanna do a Big Bang for the finale?
Yeah, we'll talk about the semi-finale and the finale together.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do that. Let's talk about Spider-Man 3, though.
Ooh.
Bloated-ass movie.
With the entire cast
We
from
have-
900 different movies. Yeah.
Yeah, so Spider-Man
I saw
only... So go ahead,
I
Matt.
saw a tweet the other day, and it said, do I have to watch Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2 to understand Spider-Man 3? And I was like, oh, man.
yes,
He's
you
not
do.
wrong.
Yes,
There's
you
so
do.
much happening. It's crazy the amount of content and shit that's gonna be in this movie. It's so I have faith in Marvel because they've made multiple the Avengers movies of all these different mainstream actors and heroes and stuff in one movie, and it's really good. But I think the difference is it's not it's Black Panther and Black Panther and Black Panther and Black Panther. It's Black Panther and Miss Marvel and Captain America and whatever.
Yeah.
So it's different people. Whereas in this Spider-Man movie, it's Spider-Man and Spider-Man
And it's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. So
And-
it's gonna be a little confusing. I think it's cool that they're bringing in there's Daredevil.
Yeah.
So they're mixing up a little bit. It looks like there's gonna be a cast of evil people
So-
Jamie Foxx is
So if you don't know, people they announced that they're bringing back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield reprising the roles of Spider-Man, as well as certain villains from each of those franchises, including Jamie Foxx, Doc Ock. Jamie Foxx
who's
played
come-
Electro,
Electro, but he was in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal from the new
Not to
Spider-Man.
be confused with the other Spider-Man 2s.
Yes,
Spider-Man 2, Tom Holland.
Spider-Man 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah, 2-3.
2-3.
Oh, man, so confusing.
Okay.
Who'd they bring back from the Andrew Garfield series? Because that was Lizard Guy, which I don't think they were gonna bring.
No, Jamie Foxx was from that series.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh no, you're right. Jamie Foxx was from that series.
They're bringing back Jake Gyllenhaal
Yes.
from Spider-Man
Spider-Man 2.
2.
3.
Shut the fuck up.
Uh,
Mysterio, right? You're talking about Mysterio.
Mysterio, yes.
Yeah.
So it looks like we have a setup for a Sinister Six. I don't know.
Yes, I think that's what it is.
Yes.
I think that's what they're kind of trying to set up. But man, I think there's
Yeah.
Look at the thing about the wild transition they did from fucking the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man to Andrew Garfield, and they're like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it all. And I was like,
Yep.
what? It was
Fucking Miles Turner's might be in this movie. He might just pop out the TV like the
Yeah.
girl from The Ring.
Fuck
Like,
it.
I'm here.
they're like, who pitched
Childish
this? And I was like,
Gambino.
yeah, whoever pitches got a big pay raise because it's
I
pretty wild.
I do
was
believe
like,
in them, and I'm curious as how they're gonna do it. If it's gonna be like, here are the villains, and the villains are.
I just hope they don't ruin another Spider-Man story.
I hope so too. But
Spider-Man 3, the original, ruined the
that
the original,
series,
like, with Tobey Maguire. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
1 was really good. It's actually still one of my favorites.
Mhm.
2 was like okay. 3 was like really bad.
Maybe they
Like,
purposely
trash.
ruined it.
You don't
for
like him
this
dancing
moment
in the
right
street awkwardly to
It
music?
was so bad. Dude, there's one. Someone takes the music out of it.
Yeah, and he's just dancing.
It's so awkward.
So I'm gonna ask you guys: would you rather them have these characters throughout the entirety of the movie? Because I feel like that gets very complex and it takes away from the main character. Or would you rather have them just kind of like come in at the end of the day to save the day?
I think they're gonna be. I mean, you can't just have them pop in the very end. There has to be some sort of like
How did we get here?
warm-up, yeah.
This has got to be like a 2.5-hour movie, right?
Huh?
Like this has got to be like a 2.5-hour movie, right?
I
Like,
bet it's 3 hours.
Give me a 4-hour Sinister Six
I
movie.
bet it's like Avengers like in-game length. It's
Huh.
gonna have to be. So, but then like, what do you do after this Spider-Man? Like, you do Spider-Man 4, Tom Holland, and I don't know, man. It's gonna be pretty wild. I think they're
Yeah.
gonna take a break. I mean, obviously, looking at what they have planned for the next 4 years, it looks like the Spider-Man's kind of taking a break for a while.
Maybe they're waiting to see the reactions of a multiverse crossover type thing to decide where they go from there. You know?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Because that's a lot. Like I don't think anyone's ever seen anything like this.
No,
Bringing
you're
well, I guess no series has had 3 different iterations of a fucking character, right?
Hulk.
where's Daredevil coming from?
Okay, you think all 3 Hulks are gonna be there too?
No, I'm just saying. Like, I don't know if they've. There's like reiterations of the Hulk. I don't know what Daredevil. I don't know the lore enough to know if like that's a
Well,
big
because like
thing.
with Daredevil and like the Punisher and like Spider-Man all live in the same
Universe, yeah. Fantastic Four as well.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's a lot.
I mean, I really like the Daredevil character. I really like the Netflix series. I'm sad that they stopped it.
I hope what happens is after this that this kind of leads up to more Spider-Man crossovers with other characters. Like
Well,
I would
think they
love to
canceled
see.
it because everything's moving over to Disney Plus. I think that's why Netflix canceled it. I don't think
Yeah,
they canceled it because it wasn't good. I think they were like,
No, it was
why
very
the
good.
hell are we going to keep this paying for this show just so it can be stolen by Disney
Yeah.
kind of
Right.
thing? Or not, I shouldn't say stolen. It was bought, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I get it.
you know, what Netflix should do is try to fucking break some contracts like they do with Phil Spencer and try to get other shit.
I think Netflix should buy out DC and then we can get some better content.
Ooh.
And then we got competing streaming
Ooh.
platforms for competing
But
universes.
they had to buy from Warner Brothers, which is still a powerhouse.
Yeah, but they suck. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're not good, but it'd be a lot of money.
yes.
So,
Probably
yeah,
not
very-
worth it, too. I think people. DC in general just isn't as interesting.
I think it could be. They have a lot of characters. Like I don't know.
I think they got off to a bad
They
start.
got
They
off to
couldn't
a
keep
really bad
No, they
start.
actually got off to an amazing start with the best Batman movies ever. And then they were like, how can we fuck this up?
up.
We're on a high right now.
Let's ruin it.
Let's ruin this.
Yeah, okay. So maybe it wasn't they had a bad start. They had bad direction.
Well, I
Yeah.
think with the powerhouse power moves that Marvel was doing, which, by the way, could have gone terribly.
Oh yeah.
People
Oh,
could have
yeah.
been like, "This is way too much Marvel. Get the fuck out of here." I don't give a shit
Nah.
about all this Avengers stuff, but it ended up really well, and they made good content.
They did it at a nice pace, right? It was
did.
like a build up over like
And
12
I think
years.
what happened is DC felt pressure, and they were like, "Justice League." And they're like, "Eh."
Stop.
Like, it was so bad. And I also I mean, I would say that the original Batman was good. Ben Affleck Batman was bad.
Yep.
Wonder Woman's great.
That's the only
uh,
redeeming arc in this.
I would
Yep.
say like
Aquaman.
Aquaman is not that good. Not because of Jason
Ja-
Momoa didn't play a good Aquaman. I think he's a great Aquaman. The movie itself just wasn't that enticing. I didn't think it was that great.
Yeah.
Also, Amber Heard's that movie and that
Canceled.
chick. Yeah, cancel that chick.
If you don't know what we're talking about,
But,
listen to our other podcasts. All right.
yeah. Listen, subscribe. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it says it wasn't that interesting. Then Batman versus and Superman. I'm sorry, he's just such a boring superhero.
He is.
Cause I'm sure there's a way to make it more interesting, but like this dude's just invincible.
Everyone has
And
kryptonite,
then-
Matt. Okay.
Yeah, it's either you give everyone kryptonite so that he's not like all powerful, or like I don't know. Because in the movie, it's always been like, how do I get kryptonite to beat Superman? Oh my god, my weakness. Duh. Then I soak in the power of the sun, and I'm a god now. It's like it's just like this. Like nothing really has to do to really kind of get past that. So that's always a tough thing. You know, I think evil Superman, which I think they kind of went with Batman vs Superman, is interesting. But you can only go so far with that too. So, but we'll see. But new Wonder Woman's coming out soon. That looks exciting. I'm down for that.
Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
There
That's what Warner Brothers is saying. Thank God.
Didn't Marvel announce another Fantastic Four?
Yeah. They're gonna reprise that. That's coming out.
I'm really
it's
nervous
getting
for this
announced.
one because we've had 2 Fantastic Fours.
I've only seen one of them.
The first,
the
the first
original.
one, the original with Jessica Alba,
Yeah.
Oh, yep, I saw that one.
and then they had one where with Michael B. Jordan.
Silver. Yeah, I saw the. Well, they had 2 of Jessica Alba. It was that the original one. Then they had Silver Surfer,
That's right. That's right.
which were okay.
They were okay, and then they tried to remake it, and that one didn't.
I don't think I watched that one.
Yeah, it wasn't good. So
Yeah.
Marvel.
I haven't watched a lot of. Yeah, they gotta.
This is your this is your opportunity.
This is Disney's opportunity.
This
Yeah.
is- yes. All right.
Who owned it before? Was it Sony?
I think so.
Because I know Sony owned Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Whoever
Probably.
owned
It's
it,
the
they
same.
guys made terrible movie.
Y'all fucked up.
Yeah, y'all fucked up. So.
But I would love to see a Fantastic Four, Spider-Man crossover, Silver Surfer, all that particular universe or part of time.
Yeah, that'd be
Give me
cool.
a 5.5-hour banger where all the Marvel movies are intertwined with each other.
Oh my god.
It's just
Just
the
make it-
universe where they're all evil and
They could just make a TV series out of it. That'd be good enough.
Yeah.
All right. What we got next?
Let's see, moving on from where were we
Spider-Man 3, Marvel
We're on
plus orgy.
I kind of want to talk about more. Let's skip to like kind of our WoW experience. You guys want to talk about that?
yeah.
And we'll move on to other game stuff
Let's
afterwards.
talk about Ray's first
All
impression.
right, so if you guys don't know, I played Classic WoW when it re-released for like a week and a half, and I had a terrible experience trying to grind out levels with my, friends who are 10 years veterans of the game. So, I didn't enjoy it, and I was very hesitant to play this new expansion of WoW. And everyone was playing, so I convinced myself, and I'm having a good time. I enjoy, doing dungeons, even though I eat everything. I'm not a tank, by the way. I'm a DPS, so not not there, but it's fun. I'm still learning stuff.
You'll learn once you get to once you get to Mythic, you'll learn you can't do that shit.
So
Yeah.
so your experience from classic to retail is probably more. I would say probably more, at least more enjoyable for yourself, right?
Yeah. I'm not like grinding out 16-hour days just to try to keep up with Tran.
So I think if we had Simon here, he would probably say the exact opposite. 'Cause I think he really loves
Oh yeah.
the classic WoW compared to
Simon-
what
Simon-
So that's how I feel too. Is I really love classic WoW. I don't have the time to do classic WoW stuff.
I will
'cause
say that. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
such a grind, but it's so rewarding when you actually got things done. Even like your basic dungeons had a little bit more thought into it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not your early ones when you're like level 20 and stuff, like stockades or whaling caverns or whatever you want to call whatever they were, Horde or Alliance. A lot of those could be brain dead, pull and kill some stuff. But once you get like a little bit further on, like Block Rock Spire and things like that, they're a little bit more involved. I felt like, and it was fun, and it felt very rewarding. professions was tough. You had to, just like right now, for example, Shadowlands. I was like level 56 when I finally was like, oh, I should pick a profession. What am I doing? But I can skin anywhere. It didn't matter which zone I was in. I can just skin anywhere. Everything had the same thing. Whereas Classic WoW, you couldn't do that. You had to start in, Everloon or
level
whatever.
0, you gotta skin some.
Yeah, you got to start in the level 0 zone. I don't care if you're level 60 or level 2. That's where you're starting.
That was like one of the first things I asked Tran. I was like, "Where do I need a profession here?" He's like, "Yeah, don't worry about that too. Like max level." I'm
Yeah,
like, all right,
like I said, it's not a big. It's not needed.
Yeah.
So it's more rewarding, but you got to grind.
Mhm.
It's time consuming.
Yeah, the time.
You're good.
Also, the time investment for Classic, anything that involves Classic, anything in that whole that time span of Classic WoW, whether it be professions, dungeons, or grinding, or levels, or gear, or anything, is exponentially takes way more time than it does.
Yeah,
retail.
I would say
by a ton.
Good things about newer WoW is the dungeon finder.
Mhm.
I do like
it's a lifesaver, yeah.
Because having to go into /2 looking for group whatever, and then being like /4M 2 DPS,
run around,
1 healer was
waiting for so long.
I've spent hours just looking for a group. So that is very nice that it's a built-in system, and I think that's how it should be. I also think, way back when WoW first came, you had to go to like the instance of Warsong Gulch to do PvP.
Yep.
You don't have to do that anymore. You can queue for it. So I think queuing for that kind of stuff is very smart. I also do think it's good to have more of like a LFR kind of thing, so people can at least see it, get the lore, and then you still have your World Mythic, which you didn't have back in the day. Back in the day, it was just like, this is what it is, man. So you either do it and you succeed, or you do it and you fail, and that just sucks for you. Go getting a good guild kind of thing, where they kind of got rid of that. I think my thing is more, a lot of it's very brain dead. Even so every time I got to a new level and I was proper item level while leveling, I was just trying out the new dungeon. Now I'm a tank. I didn't know what I was doing ever. I just pulled and growled and I was good.
Yeah.
I think so. Okay, so Classic, like high end Classic rating. If you're like one of the top guilds, like doing like Bone Core or whatever, is still way more similar than high end retail rating.
It is.
Yeah,
because back then it was 40 people and it was all just like,
it was more of like coordinating with people. Like in Classic, no one knew anything. No one knew what optimal rotation was.
Yeah.
So it was all discovering, and people were still trying to like theory craft and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
I think I watched a video on someone being like, Classic WoW isn't as good as you think it is, and they like went through all the bosses of like your classic Molten Core dungeon, and they're like, the first giants that everyone thought were so freaked out about was literally just like, don't stand in there stomping and get out of their range, and everyone died all the time.
Very basic mechanics.
Yeah, basic stuff, like just don't stand in the stuff. Gruul was like, kill ads and go over here. Like even Ragnaros is like, stand in a big circle and DPS them down and then get out of the fire stuff. Like none of it was crazy. Blackwing Lair, even that wasn't like crazy. And that like added a lot more into it, but it wasn't anything like your basic raids now have 10 times more of the.
I think the more difficult part about Classic raiding was getting the gear up to getting the gear to get into the raid, to not like to be able to do something, because like you had like certain dungeons or certain raids needed certain resistance and stuff like that, and it was just like the fight wasn't difficult. Getting the gear so you can do the fight was the difficult part, I feel. And nowadays they don't have that in retail. You don't need specific, frost resist or like or shit like that. It's
you
like
just need an item level and
So unless you're in the top end, like going for world first kind of rating, like you can pretty much play any class you want and you can still be effective. You might not be like number one, but you can still do stuff, and like it's more inclusive rather retail is like if you. I don't know, or in Classic, I don't know what class was like terrible. I think the Red Paladins were pretty terrible. Like no one played Red Paladins or something like that. And so if you play Red Paladin, you like didn't get into a raid at all, basically. So nowadays it's more.
That's me as my Demon Hunter. All right.
Yeah, I'll say once you get to Mythic Plus is when they're like, guilds are like, we're looking for a item level, whatever, balanced Moonwalker Druid who's in the Covenant of.
Very specific, right?
Like, and that's fine because they want specific heals and stuff. But Other than that, I mean, yeah, it's definitely more user friendly, but I think I don't know. There's good and bad of both. I just felt like it's really rewarding, and I think actually this expansion's kind of going a little bit back to that. I felt that way through questing, and I feel that way through. I haven't done any mythic yet, but I've been watching it, and it seems better.
I will say, I will say it's like the same thing as in it feels rewarding because they specifically give less loot, so you get loot.
Oh
it feels
yeah.
good.
Except to you,
Except
Tran.
when you don't get loot.
Except for Tran.
Fuck this guy, dude.
He's already
I did
fully
like
geared.
several dungeons with Tran, and he just got like at least 2 items each dungeon.
Bro, that's not my fault. Okay?
Bro, I got gold like twice, just straight through. Hello?
That's part of it. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, and that's good. I think.
I will say it is frustrating though when I go through a whole dungeon and don't get something I need.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hello.
I did that this morning. Got a lot of gold. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying this expansion so far. Even though I said I wouldn't play, but all my friends are playing, and none of them have quit yet. So far,
I hit 156.
Quit
I'm done.
tomorrow. Yeah.
No, I think I
it's
I
a
would have
3-month
enjoyed.
subscription.
I think I would have enjoyed Classic WoW if I had the time for it.
Yeah, and you started.
Yeah.
You're all 12.
Yeah,
you have
and it
all
just-
the time in the world.
Yeah, but
Like I literally would just get out of school, come home, and play WoW
yeah, but
straight.
I don't have that type of
Then I have
time.
to get off and have dinner with my dad, and I'd be like, "Come on, go play WoW again." And he's like, "All right."
Listen, I had to
Go play
stop
WoW.
working out for this week just to catch up to everybody. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
I didn't have
I'm
to.
playing
but-
WoW, and Caitlin's like, "You're pretty obsessed with this game." Like, I'm just trying to get to level 60, and she's like, doesn't know what that means. And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I'm doing."
Yeah.
You wouldn't understand.
Yeah. And now I'm like, okay, now I'm just trying to get to item level 155. Whatever that.
The grind never stops, baby.
Attainable
grind never
goals.
I got world's quest
Yeah.
to do.
So it's fun. I'm definitely excited to raid, even
lagging.
though I don't. Hello?
What? You good?
I can hear you, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh. We're good now, I think.
Okay. So I'm definitely excited to raid. I don't think it's gonna go very well for me, but you know.
I think actually I'm really looking forward to raiding with everyone. I think
Listen, I watched Asmongold for 6 hours try to do one boss. All right.
I'm not gonna say we're gonna full clear the entire raid in one night, but you know we'll struggle a little bit here and there. But I think
Oh yeah, rage struggle.
it'll be chill. I think it's probably not as difficult as we probably make it out to be. I think when we do raid, I'm sure like Brandon and I will be geared enough to like kind of carry and like just kind of like have you guys enjoy your time.
Nah, I'm in there, dude. Laser beams.
Laser beams.
Yeah, Ray's like, I'm laser beaming. Like, you don't have to tell us your abilities.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you every single time. That way you know when I'm laser
Okay.
beaming and the fucking guy decides to use an ability. I can't. I'm locked in that animation, and if I get yeeted off, it's not my fault, dude. All right, I was laser beaming.
Freaking laser beams.
What's our next topic we got going on? Let's see. Have any of you guys played
Cyberpunk?
yet?
Nope.
No.
So,
I know
mean,
Max
everything
and
I've heard, people
Jaren.
really like it.
Yeah, it seems like a
Okay,
cool
what's
game. Yes.
Minnie likes it too.
Yeah, I'm
I
just.
really want to play it, but I'm really invested in the WoW right now. So
Yeah.
I'm also
I'm not-
invested in WoW.
I
So
can't play Cyberpunk. Wow, it's not possible.
Yeah, I can't do
It's
it,
like
yeah.
a very like intensive, like, you know.
yeah,
100
I said it to people like when I get to play Cyberpunk, I want to be able to like
Just sit in bed.
play and like play for a few days and like just
Yeah.
enjoy the story. I told Ray I'd probably do it off, not on Discord, and probably just try to
Yeah.
enjoy the story.
he doesn't want me
That's
yelling. I'm laser beaming while he's playing Cyberpunk.
Another thing that came out, Nintendo announced that for Super Smash Brothers, Sephiroth is now a
Finally,
a
Playable
playable
character.
So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, they already
So-
had Cloud in the game. Now they
Yeah.
have stuff.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. People are going gangbusters over that.
People are actually very
which is
I
cool,
don't
'cause-
understand why it took him so long. Is the question.
Well,
dude.
Sephiroth is probably one of the most acclaimed villains in Final Fantasy history. I mean, people
Yeah.
love that guy.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. He's so cool, fun. The character design is really cool. The way his sword is and stuff like that. I mean, he's just like he's a badass. So
badass.
it's really cool. And even in like Final Fantasy VII Remake, having him there, it was really cool. Like that character's tone is so amazing.
I literally have a mouse pad with Sephiroth and Cloud, dude.
Yeah, good
I
on
think-
Square. Yeah. Oh yeah. Good on Square Mix for making that. So it's good.
No.
I think the big thing is that like with Sephiroth release, the last like few character releases, I can't remember what the last character was. It wasn't like super
yeah.
exciting. I think it was the Minecraft characters, Steve
Yeah,
and
it
Bob.
was.
I think it was, right.
Yeah,
and it's like
Minecraft.
people like it was like okay, but people weren't like super excited because it's just Minecraft, whatever. But you bring like such an impactful character like Sephiroth into a game like this, people were super excited for it. They got a lot of hype for it.
Yeah.
And so like
Yeah,
I don't see
Nintendo
why they
keeps-
don't do that more often. I don't know
I
why.
think
they, like,
Nintendo keeps forgetting what their core audience is. And it's not
Yeah.
these fucking 10-year-olds that don't know anything about Nintendo. It's
Nah.
people our age now that are get
Yeah.
hyped over these games. They're just not getting it, man. I mean, other than like their core games that come out with like Smash Bros and Animal Crossing and Pokemon, they've been kind of disappointing, and we talk about that a lot. There's just so much more they can do, and they're just not doing it. It's pretty sad and honestly kind of pathetic. I mean, I don't know what's going on in their fucking meetings, but I really think they're more concerned about getting
newer
people, but like it doesn't. You can just make games for us, and the kids will follow along.
Yeah.
Because like the same games. Games are games. I mean, unless you're making like Silent Hill and shit. I mean, any game you make, pretty much, they're gonna get into. Because Silent Hill is a horror game, so you're gonna get only a small audience of that. Whereas like you make Super Smash Bros, everyone likes that. Everyone likes beating each other up.
You're
So I
telling
just don't
me
understand.
you don't think everyone enjoys a good scare and being sweaty an entire game, Matt?
No. We got another big talk. Fun. So we did have rumors talking about Sony was going to buy Crunchyroll. We talked about that probably back in like
That was like episode
4,
3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah. It's acquired for like $1 billion by Sony. Well, those rumors appear to be true because Funimation has now acquired Crunchyroll, and if you're confused by that, Sony owns Funimation, so therefore Sony owns Crunchyroll.
They bought it for $1 billion.
$1.175 billion.
Yeah,
something like that.
I
So
don't know if Sony's trying to monopolize the
anime
game
streaming service, man.
Yeah.
And that's cool. We'll see what happens. And I also saw the other day there's rumors that Funimation might be going on as an app to the Switch, which is cool too. Which brings me to think, like, I don't know if Netflix is on the Switch, is it?
I would hope so.
I don't know. I don't use my Switch out for apps. I use my Switch for games.
Do you think it'd be so smart to have that on your
I feel
Switch?
like it is. It has to be, right? Like,
We gotta Google this.
there's no way. There's no way, like, it wouldn't be on there, right? Like, that's such a loss of money for both parties.
Yeah, you can. You can't watch Netflix on the Nintendo Switch, but you can stream content with YouTube, Hulu, and other supported apps. Until January 2019, you could watch Netflix on an original Nintendo Wii, but the service was discontinued that month, although you can still access Netflix via the Wii U console. Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of things that says you can't.
You
Jesus,
can't? Okay, Nintendo.
Freaking Nintendo, man.
Bruh.
These guys just don't get it. Let's see.
2020, and I can't watch Netflix on a Switch, huh?
Yeah? Oh, that's so dumb.
Well, that is tragic.
So I guess cool thing is Funimation is gonna come onto it, so you can watch like Dragon Ball Z. That's cool.
But no Netflix.
Yeah. So,
Sick.
see Nintendo again.
You're so close, but so far.
Yeah, so far. Okay, we got blah 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 blah. Oh, we watched the Video Game Awards.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting. So congrats to Valkyrie for being Content Creator of the Year.
Yeah.
I
Last
think
of Us
Valkyrie-
2 won.
Yeah,
Game
Last
of
of
the
Us
Year.
2 won Game of the Year.
Okay, real quick. I want to talk about that. The Last of Us thing. It was like, so I didn't play Last of Us 2. What I heard was a bunch of backlash. I'm surprised it even got nominated. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought it got a lot of. What was the backlash? It got a lot of
Yeah,
backlash.
I heard
'cause-
that a lot of people were pretty upset with the ending
I
of
just
like,
heard-
the story.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe they didn't like the story, but maybe the game was good. I guess maybe I don't know.
Well,
I feel
I heard gameplay.
Well, the game is specifically like it's a story-driven game, right? It's like you're there for the story.
Well, I heard the gameplay and everything's really amazing. They just didn't like how the ending happened, and I don't know if that takes you out of contention for being Game of the Year just because people thought the way the story ended wasn't the way they think they should have ended. But overall, gameplay and all that was remarkable. I mean, tons of people bought the game. Everyone I know who played the game, their only complaint was that ending. It was never like, oh, like it's clunky or it's not that much fun or da-da-da. Like everyone who played the game basically beat it.
Okay.
So which shows that it's a good game in my eyes.
So I got the nominees here was Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and Animal Crossing, and Last of Us.
Okay.
So I'd say out of all of those, I would probably say to either be Ghost of Tsushima or
Last of Us.
Last of Us. Ghost of Tsushima was amazing, by the way. So
it's kind of.
I don't even know.
Kind of weird game. Maybe because I don't play any of these games, but like.
You think a remake wouldn't even be on the list?
Yeah, right.
Like a Final
Doom. Like I understand, like people enjoy Doom.
Doom's just a freaking brawl shooter. Like,
yeah,
it's just
I think that game graphically though was really.
Yeah, but you don't win Game of the Year for graphics.
True.
Yeah,
true.
Did a lot of good games come out this year?
Maybe, I don't know.
Honestly, Ghost of Tsushima is like the
maybe that was one of the maybe that and Last of Us 2 were one of the big ones.
I'd say I. Sorry,
well, yeah, even like Animal Crossing, I would probably. I didn't play Animal Crossing specifically, but I would probably consider Animal Crossing. I don't know.
Animal Crossing is fun, but I don't think it's Game of the Year.
Yeah, I played Hades. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed.
Hades is like best, like
roguelike.
Yeah, roguelike Game of the Year maybe, but not like best game.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder what kind of criteria they're going for with.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It seems kind of weird to me. Yeah.
It seems like they picked different genres and like the best of every genre.
So like maybe like out of this set of 6, I could probably understand how like Last of Us could win out on that.
Yeah.
I can't think of any good games that actually came out in 2019 though, or 2000. What year are we in? 2020.
20. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Like
I don't think there's like that crazy of games that really came out that really you guys could also put on Game of the Year.
Maybe it was just a shit. It was a
shitty year.
Shit year.
Yeah, it was indeed a pretty shitty year. One thing I would say about the game was that I absolutely loved was they showed a gameplay for the Ruined King.
Yeah,
which was sick. So Ruined King is Riot partnered with a third party to make this game. The third party, I can't remember what the fucking studio is called, but they made a game called Battle Chasers, which has which is the same style. So if you look at Battle Chasers on Steam, you'll see like some gameplay and like how the game is like same style gameplay, different like universe obviously, and it looks. I would just say I played Battle Chasers. I loved it. I 100%ed it. It was a great game. It was only $30. It was like chill. I'm so excited to actually play. Kind of maybe the same game, but just in a different universe and have it explained like the story and stuff.
Yeah, I'm really pumped to see the story as well.
Yeah, it's just they showed some gameplay, and I like maybe I might be a little biased or whatever, but I was honestly just so excited for like a classic turn-based RPG that's in the League of Legends universe and like has like really cool specific characters in it. Like MF's in there, Pike's in there. Like I don't know.
Yasuo.
Yeah, Yasuo's in there.
It's Bridgewater, right?
Yeah, and it's just. Yeah, I'm fucking stoked. They showed some gameplay. It was super hype.
Yeah,
that was like the best part of the whole game awards for me. Like a lot.
They also dropped the new map for Among Us on.
It
looks fun.
Big, and
it's huge.
Gnarly.
Yeah, they have some like moving platform mechanics, different animations for kills.
Oh yeah, based on like what skin you have, you get like an animation for a kill.
Yep, new skins. I'm actually pretty excited because that map looks really fun. Mostly just like the moving platform and seeing how like you work around that and like what happens. Like imagine dying on a platform and it's just this body going back and forth.
Yeah.
But
speaking of Among Us, proximity chat is out, which we haven't done, but I've been watching Sky's Toast videos on it, and it seems actually really funny. It's like a nice way to shake it up, and it's adds a different kind of strategy into it too.
Yeah, you
It's
control
not even
anyone.
talk. It's been fun though to see. Like I watched a Sykkuno video where he was the imposter. And he's with Ray, and he's like, Ray, come here. Let me show you something. And he like stands on a vent. And he goes, I have a secret to tell you. And she's like, what is it? And he hops in the vent, hops out. She's like, oh my god. And he was like, wait. You tell me who to kill. And she's like, okay. So they go up into some area, and there's just one person. I think it's like John, and Corpse is also the other imposter. So it's just like Huna, Ray, and John, and then Ray goes, the code word for him to kill was babushka. So she goes, babushka. Sykkuno kills John immediately out of nowhere. Corpse hops out the vent, kills Ray, hops back in, and Sykkuno's just sitting there like, what happened? Where did we go wrong?
I remember seeing that live. It was so fucking funny.
There's
so funny.
so many ways to troll, dude.
And then he walks down the hallway, and I think it's like Lily or something, and he's like, or Leslie, I don't know who it was, but he's like, hey, I have something to show you. She's like, what is it? He goes, there's 2 bodies. She's like, oh god. Then he kills her. He goes, sorry, I meant 3. I was like, it was so funny. Like, it's such good content, and I think with Proximity Chat adds that into it. It's not something you want to play every single round, but I think it definitely adds flavor to it. It's a fun mod. I definitely want to try it out. So we haven't played Among Us in a while, huh?
No,
We're
playing WoW.
I think that's
Pummel Party.
I think with the Proximity Chat is that it's okay. So I want to say if you're like competitive, but if you're trying like more a serious game of Among Us, it's probably not very fun. I think it's really good for kind of just like trolling and kind of just like
switch it up. Yeah.
Which is like, I think it's good. I think it's just more content. I think it just makes for funnier videos and stuff like that. So.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So no, I like it a lot. But yeah, obviously if you're trying to like be like super seriously competitive, which then probably not. But I don't give a fuck about that. So.
Well, I mean, like some people. So I'm not gonna say anyone in our group, but some people take the game really seriously. I'm just like, bro, just fucking walk around and do whatever, dude.
Do people in our group take it super seriously?
Or they try to min-max the game.
Hello.
What does that mean?
Like, be really, effective, super detective.
Oh,
no.
You know what I'm saying?
I try to be a super detective, but I'm usually pretty wrong.
Yeah.
Actually, I
right.
really don't give a shit about being a detective anymore because I had a hot streak for a while, but I just got killed immediately every game after that. Like I had 4 games in a row where I was like, okay, so I'm pretty sure it's this person. We voted, and I got it right. And it was like pretty quick games, and then after that, it was like there was a round where it was Max and Tran as imposters, and like I just took left, and then they were both next to me, and I was like, oh, I wonder what. And they just killed me, and I was like, oh, all right. And it was them, and I was like, this motherfuckers. And then the next game, Tran was imposter again, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stick with Tran because he's trustworthy. And then I'm following around, and he just kills me, and I'm like, that motherfucker. I just kept dying. Now I just shut my mouth.
I don't trust Tran after the one time I was like, let's do the thing, and I told him before the game started, like if I tell you do the thing, we stack on each other and see if one person kills us. I was like, all right, let's do the thing. We go behind a rock, and then he kills me behind a rock. I was like, motherfucker, the one time I was like, let's do the thing. He's a fucking imposter. Fucking asshole.
So
no one would have found my body if Shaft didn't randomly appear.
Just randomly okay. So the thing is when we play, I'll have rounds where you guys want to shoot someone and stuff like that. I kind of just try to include more random shit in the game just because
I fucking hate it though.
If you're trying to play the game more seriously, how it's supposed to be played, it's it gets kind of boring after a little bit. I'm like,
I hate it because you always shoot me first.
I like it when Tran's like, you want to shoot, and I'm like, yeah, let's get Tran out. And Tran's like, what? What I've noticed though, Tran, is whenever you're the imposter, you never ask to shoot people, because every time you've been like, let's shoot, it's never you as the imposter, but I always go for you, and you're always wrong.
That is true.
He doesn't want it to backfire.
Everyone has reads. Everyone has got their reads. So, that's one thing I like playing with Toast, because not playing with him. That'd be
watching.
Fun, watching him. He always does the same rotations and stuff, whether he's imposter or crewmate. Yeah. I've noticed when he plays Polaris, I think it is. He always goes down through specimen room, up top through med bay, comes back. Like he always does that no matter what. You know, always kind of waits a little bit. Every once in a while he'll switch it up, but overall it's tough because like that's what he does every round. So I mean, who knows who he is? So
Yeah.
but yeah, it's pretty interesting. But that's smart, and that's a smart way to do it too. So
It's just it's just a thing about all of, like Toast and offline TV and like kind of like the whole friend group. I've been watching them raid, and it's like I think it's kind of cool. I think that's kind of how our raid's gonna go. And really chill, like kind of vibing.
They're
like,
raiding.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
down.
they're all raiding together. It's actually kind of
Yeah,
nice
they
to
are.
watch.
Scar out of him. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I think
This
it's
could be a good
I've
time.
been watching them do some dungeons and stuff together too. It's been fun.
Yeah.
All right, we got to finish this episode. One thing I want to finish up on is now been officially announced that Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather are going to fight
Yep.
February. Officially.
exhibition. No,
You know
not
what?
going
I
on
don't
any
care
record.
what they say. This is going on Floyd's record if he loses.
Oh, for sure. If he loses, he lost. He has so much
I
to
don't
lose.
think he will lose, but Logan Paul's also a lot bigger than Floyd Mayweather, and that does matter. And Logan Paul has been training. Now, I know Floyd is probably the best pound-per-pound boxer ever. I don't think he's going to lose at all. I think he's just going to tire him the fuck out and pop him and get points, and that's going to be it. I think it'll be a long match. I think it's going to go the full distance, but I do not think. But all it takes is one
good
from Logan
punch.
Paul to
One
really
good punch.
hit Mayweather, and it could knock him out because he's got pounds on him.
Yeah.
I mean, Logan Paul, I think, is technically heavyweight or light heavy.
I don't know. I think him and KSI fought at like 165.
Let's look up how much
160?
Floyd Mayweather. So let's do Logan.
It's like
Paul.
140 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
he's 140,
Paul,
145.
Logan Paul's 199.
All right, never mind.
Stacked.
So it's basically 200 pounds, we'll say. Then Floyd Mayweather is 150. That's 50 pounds. And I think Logan Paul is 6'2". Yeah, 6'2".
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
So
reach.
4 inches, 50 pounds. I mean,
Logan Paul
like I said,
definitely has the physical advantage over him.
yeah, fights are fights, and I think technique and skill really matter. I mean, Mayweather has. I mean, he's the best defensive boxer. But I mean,
You think he's gonna do a camp?
Who?
Who?
Floyd.
I think he's gonna-
I don't think he's gonna take this seriously. I think he's just. I don't think he takes it seriously. He's not. Floyd isn't the most intelligent person in the world. I think he really needs money. I think they've.
Yeah, I'm
released
curious
how
as to
much money.
why this is even happening because there's
Yeah,
no
my guess is
benefit
like-
of Floyd doing this fight.
Logan Paul really gains all the advantage.
He does.
If he loses, he still gets paid a bunch of money, still gets to be on TV, pay-per-view, whatever. It's going to increase his YouTube channel.
No one expects him to beat Floyd.
he gets the
No one
clout.
has to be-
Yeah.
But if he wins, whoa.
If he wins, man, Floyd
I mean,
gotta.
all Floyd gets, if Floyd wins, like, cool, you beat some YouTuber.
Yeah.
But I think Floyd, Jaron was saying this, Floyd might be broke.
Well, this thing is like how I don't know who fucking Logan's agent is, but how did we get here? How did we end up with a YouTuber fighting like one of the best boxers in
I
history?
think-
What the fuck?
I don't
It's
know,
just like
man.
a
How did we get
YouTuber.
here?
It's like a YouTuber calling someone out and then generating enough like momentum and hype, and then like I don't know.
The KSI Logan Paul got like a shit ton of pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Apparently, they realized that this went into a new like
Genre
crowd
of
of people.
yeah.
Popularity. Yeah, like a genre of people who want to watch, which is people like us who are like, sure, I want to see Logan
like,
Paul.
what
get
the
his
fuck's
ass beat."
happening? Yeah.
And then people everyone knows who fucking Mayweather is, whether you're a boxing fan or not. So then you hear that and you just look it up. You're like, bro, I gotta watch.
Fuck is
You just
happening?
look at this like, this is so dumb, but I kind of want to see Floyd lose because people always want to see
But, like,
Floyd lose.
What is Floyd getting
And
paid?
then other people, exactly, he's just getting a check.
like
It's not-
he needs to be getting paid a lot to put his entire
Well, I
reputation
think-
on the
yeah.
line.
I mean, I think he might fuck. But I think it's a bad look for boxing, though. I think people who are big boxing fans don't like it because Logan Paul has no right
Yeah.
whatsoever to fight Floyd fucking Mayweather.
Even if it doesn't affect his record, there's like people like boxers who like never got their opportunity to fight Floyd, right? Because they, I don't know, didn't reach, that
so
part
it's
of their
kinda-
life.
Yeah. So it's kind of.
And
I
now-
can see how, like, if you're a big boxing fan, called bullshit. But money talks, man. Well, at this, I think depending on how much money revenue this gets, I mean, this could really change boxing.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see like
Not
a
professionally, but
celebrity fight ring, you know, where
I think that's what we're gonna start getting.
that's
soon.
what-
where they
towards.
fight. Like, I would love to see Soldier Boy and Chris Brown just go at it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
Le'Veon Bell
squash some
already
beef.
called out fucking
Jake Paul? He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Was it
I don't know,
was
man.
it Le'Veon Bell or Antonio Brown?
Le'Veon Bell?
Okay.
This is the classic, like, you got beef with someone, meet me in the playground at 3 o'clock, and then we'll
Yeah.
fight. It's
Like,
yo,
I want to see that. I don't want to see professional boxers. Like, I don't know.
We need to see Pokey and Federmeister fight now.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. But no.
I see a Toast versus XQC. All right.
They have beef.
They got a little Among Us beef because they play in a lobby together and their personalities just like basically XQC like didn't believe in like the Toast big brain and was like just calling bullshit and like telling him he wasn't smart and like he got called out on a play and like he didn't understand the Toast logic. And so he's like, no, that's bullshit. You just got lucky. You know, you're not high IQ.
Oh yeah.
And like they're trying to explain it to him, and he's like, "Doesn't make sense, man. I didn't do it."
So excuses is a prick. Got it.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
you got butthurt.
I'm sorry if you're having beef over Among Us. That's so fucking lame. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Where are
So,
we now?
but you know,
Jesus
if they want to fight it out, I'm down.
Yeah, whatever. I'll watch.
Oh
it.
yeah.
What is that, man?
But Disguised Toast, he is not built like a fighter.
Neither is XQC.
I don't know what that guy looks like, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've seen Disguised Toast wear tank tops. There's not much going on there.
All right.
Rightfully so. The guy's a multimillionaire who plays video games all day. Not hating. I'm just saying.
Dude, he'll hurt you with his intelligence. He's
Yeah. He might just fucking high IQ you out of the ring.
yeah. Exactly.
So, all right. Well, I gotta get prepared for my D&D session. Any final thoughts, words, anything like that?
NBA season starts next week. Stay tuned. You know, that's
Yeah.
exciting. That's all I got though.
Highlights. Okay, Tran.
If you're not Nazaroth, get Nazaroth.
All right. Well, if my wife lets me, I'm gonna try to play some more Azeroth tonight, get the 150. But we'll see.
Cool.
I'm at 137 right now. So
Ray, I turbo grinded Ray, and he was called. Got hella gear.
I went from like
Well,
130
yeah,
to
if you're
like
willing to
156.
yeah, I think you turbo grind me for Battle for Azeroth too, Tran. So if you
Okay.
wanna, yeah. So if you're trying to do that for me this time,
You're gonna have to
Yeah.
carry me and Matt tonight. All right, cool.
Got
let's
it.
do a baby. But I can't chain pull yet. I'm not there yet. So
It's fine, dude.
you gotta give me a little break.
Tran
So,
will heal
all right,
you.
guys.
All right.
Well, I like that. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe. Look at our Facebook channel. Like that. YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. Like that. Like the videos. Comment under it. See us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. Subscribe to both. Like both. Comment on both. 5-star ratings.
Check
Hit
out
us
our
up.
fans only. We're there too. Not
What?
really. Huh?
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
made
Bye.
them. Bye. Thanks for watching.
All right. Let's go.